and welcome to the national debate. I'm Madhav GK. A film, a takedown, and a debate that's reopening one of Punjab's most painful chapters. The film Satluj, starring Diljit Dosanjh and inspired by the life of human rights activist Jaswant Singh Khalra, was released on OTT, only to be taken down 48 hours later. There's no official ban and no court order, yet the film remains unavailable in India. Top government sources have cited national security concerns, while critics call it an attack on free speech and artistic expression. The film has also reignited old fault lines. Does it unfairly vilify the Punjab police? Does it present a one-sided account of the militancy era? The BJP has denied any governmental role in the takedown, accusing the filmmakers of creating controversy after profiting from the release. On the other hand, the Shiromani Akali Dal has announced statewide screenings of the film, saying that Punjab's youth must know this chapter of history. At the heart of the row is a film that spent nearly 4 years in certification limbo before briefly making it to audiences. And that brings me to the big question that we're asking on the national debate. Is Satluj being silenced for telling an uncomfortable story, or is it a deeply contentious portrayal of Punjab's past? Is this about free speech, political memory, or national security? And who gets to decide what India can and cannot watch? Let's quickly open this up for debate. Joining us is Raman Malik, political analyst. We have Karan Verma, author. Sundar Singh Lali is national spokesperson of the Global Punjabi Association and foreign affairs expert. Nupur Mehta is an actor. We have with us Ashwini Kumar Mishra, leader of the Congress party. Nivan Sharma, spokesperson of Aam Aadmi Party. And Vikas Gupta is a criminal lawyer joining us. Let's quickly take this across the first talking point that we have this evening. And the first talking point that we're discussing on the national debate is what really is the entire controversy and the film about. This is a film based on the life of Jaswant Singh Khalra. Who is this person? Of course, the film was earlier titled Punjab 95 as well. There's also, of course, the fact that it's a biographical drama that's set in early 90s of Punjab. There's also the alleged disappearances in Punjab that the film is really focused about and how all of that is resolved. The secret cremations that were allegedly carried out in this film, of course, depicted by the police. And of course, it is also chronicled Khalra's investigation, Khalra's abduction, his murder, and the CBI probe that happened after that as well. Now, what really are the issues as far as the film is concerned? Why is it so contentious? And what are the objections? First, using the term inspired by true events is what we are told is the most contentious part of it. There's also Jaswant Singh Khalra's name that has been used, but the names of other players, including the senior officials at that point of time, have been changed. Multiple references to the Punjab police that have been given. The fourth objection, using visuals of the Indian flag and Gurbani in the course of this entire film. Names of locations linked to alleged cremations that have also been used, that have been depicted as far as this particular film is concerned. Let's quickly take this across, in fact, and let me go across to Raman Malik. Raman Malik, now those who are who the filmmakers are saying that we have given a portrayal of true events that happened. It is a fact, and you also know it, that those who are responsible for Khalra's death, the police officials were later convicted. So if they are putting out a certain version of events, you can have objections to them not including the Khalistani aspect. Are they completely wrong? And why ban the film in the first place?
I don't know who has banned the film. Has the OTT platform given the verdict of a court or the government orders? I do not know about it because I've not seen it anywhere, and whatever searches I've done, I've not been able to find any such order. What is the film about and what is the contingent point? Those have to be spoken about, but let me be very clear. This film is basically putting in a couple of issues, the capital which has been invested. So Diljit gets eyeballs, which is his capital. The producers also, they were supposed to make 127 cuts as per the censor board. They did not, they just dumped it on. The OTT platform which did also has to come clear, which it is not. But yes, my point is very limited. They say it is based on true events, yes. But that is half-baked truth. Why I say half-baked truth is because when it went to the court and CBI, it was for a limited point that Mr. Khalra asked, and that was, were extrajudicious killing took place in Punjab at that point in time? The answer came out to be yes, and that is where they stop it. But they never talk about the basic fact that why that situation arose. Neither do they speak about this fact that Mr. Khalra himself was a Bhindranwala sympathizer, was a Khalistani sympathizer. Bhindranwala, as per this constitution, which we are talking about, that they have, let's say, given a freedom of, the constitution has given a freedom of expression. The same constitution also, through its law, has said UAPA, and through UAPA, the designation of terrorism is also there, the terrorist designated list is also there. So, the point is, you cannot have selective acceptance of the constitution making fayda for you, and you go berserk when it
they will
comes
say
to
it's
the
freedom
other.
of expression, but Vikas Gupta, your response to that. Why does the film not depict the brutality of Khalistan terror? That's the biggest objection that we're seeing coming to this film. It's okay to talk about human rights violations and extrajudicial killings. Of course, that's completely legal. But the point is, why underplay who Mr. Khalra is, his Khalistani antecedents, the fact that he used to publish, a publication that was pro-Khalistan, and that he has been pro-Khalistan since '84. All of those aspects are very conveniently brushed under the carpet, is the biggest objection to this film. Your response?
Madhav, I think the freedom has to be given to the producer and director, that what they want to release to people, what they really want to show. Before I come to this, let me be very candid. When we had Kashmir files, when we had Kerala files, when we had Udaipur files, I think we had standing ovations in Parliament also. If the producer and director and the actors are portraying one aspect of it, you cannot say that you are brushing aside something which may not be of your interest or which may not favor you. I think it should be seen from the premise of whether it is a freedom of speech and expression. And moreover, when you are talking of a Vishwaguru, when you are talking of a forward-looking economy, a forward-looking nation, I think if the nation gets embroiled in such issues, trivial issues, I think more
These are not trivial issues. I'm sorry, I completely disagree with you. Do you agree with the portrayal of the manner in which the Chief Minister... You have not seen the film?
Madhav, I haven't watched the movie at all.
That's a very that's terrible, because others, how will we have the debate? Let me describe for you then. The person who's supposed to be Bian Singh, the Chief Minister, the manner in which he's being assassinated, that virtually looks like it's being eulogized and glorified. It's being justified also in the plot. Do you agree with that portrayal?
I really can't comment on what portrayal is there, but I've seen movies...
If there is a portrayal of the Chief Minister's killing being justified, would you today, as a citizen of India, justify the killing of a democratically elected leader of a state?
No, not that cannot be done at all.
That is the problem.
But what was most importantly informed to me today was that whether this ban imposed, self-imposed ban, or by the virtue of the government coming into picture and telling them silently that take it off, otherwise there wouldn't have been a PI listed in Punjab and Haryana High Court to restore the movie back. I'm sure you are aware of that.
Yeah.
It's been there. Maybe it's likely to come up for hearing next week,
But why didn't they approach the court? That is the whole point. The filmmakers could have appealed against the censor board's order for 127 cuts and gone to court. Why didn't they do that?
There is no requirement of any cuts on the OTT platform. The kind of language, the kind of material that is coming on OTT, you may, as censor board, if there is a movie on a film...
Then why did they go to censor board? They should have gone to OTT.
Fine, that's their own, that's their wisdom. You are nobody to comment that why did they first approach...
Then you have to follow one set of rules.
No, Madhav, no.
One set of rules.
Madhav,
if this film, I don't know what this film's impact will be.
Censor board is for regulating movies. OTT, censor board has no role to play in that.
What if this movie...
You are aware of it. Censor board has no say...
There are such strong depictions here.
Look at the kind of material that comes on...
board first. You should not have gone.
Okay, one by one. Let's go one by one. Okay, Raman wants to respond to you.
See,
Raman, the point is that they have done everything as per the rule. That's the argument.
They should not have gone to the censor board number one earlier. Then 3 years, after 3 years, they go to the censor board, and the timing that they choose, a lot of timing is being discussed on various debates. Oh, government has done this because the timing of the election, the timing of this. My point is very simple, Madhav. You've gone to the censor board said 127 cuts. You did not agree.
Censor board also took 4 years. That's highly unusual.
I'll tell you something more. The Kerala file that they were referring to, they went to the court did give its comments, they implied, they followed the dicta of the court, they followed the guidance of the court, and then it was released. Where is the similarity in the two? So do not give wrong examples. That is number one. Number two is, you are sitting in a room which is full of gunpowder, and I give you agarbatti to keep, and I tell you ki zameen pe rakh do. what are you going to do? You want to send back Punjab into that frenzy again? They may not have seen. I am still living it. I have constant death threats from Khalistani every other day to me. I've been given protection by the government. That's a different thing. But then I am living it even today. You tell me one thing. Is Khalistan thing over? Indira Gandhi ka portrait, I accept that Indira Gandhi was wrong in doing what she did. I have no respect for her for doing that attack. But my point is, any living democracy, if it permits the Prime Minister, ex-Prime Minister being depicted as a butcher and being paraded on the thing of her killing, is that right?
Absolutely
no, it is
not.
not.
Absolutely
Then
wrong.
democracy will not
Let me
sustain.
get in a response. Let me bring in Nivan. The point he's making, I think, is a fair one. That do we want to reopen the wounds of the 80s and 90s in Punjab? Wounds that have taken decades to heal. A film like this could perhaps end up doing that, is perhaps a fear. What do you think?
So today BJP will decide what the country should watch and what they shouldn't watch. What is agarbatti and what is barut? BJP will decide that. When BJP we will show you Dhurandhar and will tell you.
Decide, no?
No.
Censor board is there.
The censor board will decide what is going to go on the theatres. Censor board does not decide what is going to go on OTTs. That's going with every movie.
But the government has
Now Diljit Dosanjh went to censor board to release it on theatres. And censor board thought that it is not, worthy of releasing it on theatres. So it's okay. They stopped, but they cannot stop to release it on OTT. That's the thing that is going on right now in country. एक बात. दूसरी बात ये बीजेपी डिसाइड करेगी कि हमारे देश में क्या रिलीज होगा, क्या रिलीज नहीं होगा OTT पे. आप OTT पे जाके देखिए क्या क्या भरा हुआ है. वो बेटर है या एक इंसान की लड़ाई बेटर है जिसने लड़ाई लड़ी किस लिए? ह्यूमन राइट्स के लिए. आप दिखाओ ना लोगों को ह्यूमन राइट्स के लिए अगर वो लड़ता है.
मुझे एक चीज बताइए, आपकी सरकार ने तो हमारे टाइम्स नाउ के रिपोर्टर को जेल भी भेजा है. लीव दैट अपार्ट, बट द पॉइंट आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक इज व्हाई वुड यू व्हाइट वॉश हिज खालिस्तानी क्रेडेंशियल्स? व्हाई शुड नॉट मेंशन इट इन अ फिल्म? इजंट दैट बीइंग डिसऑनेस्ट?
आप लोगों को दिखाओ
क्या
लोगों को पता लगेगा ना. आप रोकोगे भी और आप फिर बताओगे इसीलिए रोक दिया. आप लोगों को देखने दो ना.
No, but is there a magazine called Liberation Khalistan that was founded by Mr. Khalra? Why is that not mentioned in the film?
आप देश में धुरंधर दिखाओगे और उसमें उठपटांग तरीके से बताओगे कैसे नोटबंदी. सुनिए तो मैं आ रहा हूं उस पे.
Was he the publisher of Liberation Khalistan or not?
मैं आपसे क्या बोल रहा हूं?
Yes or no बताइए.
आप लोगों के बीच में जाने दो ना.
Why are you?
आपने 4 साल तक
फिल्म मेकर्स इनके बात को भ्रष्टाचार कर रहे हैं. आप क्यों इग्नोर कर रहे हैं?
आप किसी व्यक्ति बीजेपी बोल दे कि
Why are you ignoring the past of this individual?
मैं आपसे क्या कह रहा हूं?
No, you answer my question.
अगर वो आप ये जो कह रहे हैं वो सही है तो बीजेपी की सहयोगी अकाली दल क्यों कह रही है कि हम पूरे पंजाब में दिखाएंगे?
बीजेपी के सहयोगी नहीं है अब. They are out of alliance. Where are you?
They were partners in the government.
They were long ago. The alliance fell after the reform law.
अभी बीजेपी ओपनली कंडेम कर दे.
ऐसे तो then you are linked to
बीजेपी ओपनली कंडेम करे. आज भी बीजेपी और अकाली के गठबंधन की बात चल रही है. आज भी गठबंधन की बात चल रही है.
was in Akali Dal in the 90s.
Are
you aware Khalra was in the 90s in Akali Dal?
अगर इतनी प्रॉब्लम है तो
no simple point I'm making is the Khalra was a part of the Akali Dal.
आप मुझे ये बताओ
खालिस्तान sympathizer.
आप मुझे ये बताओ कि बीजेपी और अकाली के गठबंधन की बात क्यों चल रही है?
रूलिंग पार्टी
कहां चल रही है?
आज बोलो.
बात चल रही है क्या? अलग बात है. This is not no. One second.
बीजेपी
1 second. Just calm down. One by one.
Punjab Home Ministry is with them.
पंजाब में सरकार
What have they done about it?
ये लोग zero. पंजाब में अकाली के साथ सरकार बनाने की बात करेंगे.
What are you alleging? One second.
जा ही नहीं पाई.
नहीं, आपकी तो बात जाएगी अगर आप सवालों का जवाब देंगे. Don't run away from the questions. No. आप अपना जवाब दीजिए पहले. You can keep your point. Answer the pointed question. Why are you not? You have got more than 30 seconds. Why are you ignoring the Khalistani antecedents of this man?
मैं तो कह रहा हूं जनता के बीच में जाने दो ना.
क्यों जाने दो? आप
जनता के बीच में धुरंधर गई ना. आतिक अहमद को दिखाया गया ना.
You cannot tell lies to public. But you cannot tell complete lies to public. Can you tell lies to public? Yes, bring out, I am saying, bring out extrajudicial killings. Human rights should come out. The simple point that I'm trying to make is the person being depicted, he has to be painted in the correct light. People have to know who he is.
हमारे देश में जुडिशरी है. सीबीआई उसकी जांच कर रही थी, सीबीआई ने 8 लोगों को कन्विक्ट किया, जिनमें से 4 लोग मर गए, 4 लोग अभी भी हैं।
मैं कह रहा हूं सब सही है, ऑल दैट इज करेक्ट, ऑल दैट इज करेक्ट
के बीच में रखो।
यू टेल मी, निवान शर्मा, इज ये खालिस्तानी और नॉट? इज ये खालिस्तानी और नॉट? निवान शर्मा, इज ये खालिस्तानी और नॉट? व्हाट डू यू बिलीव?
अरे मैं आपसे ये कह रहा हूं,
व्हाट डू यू बिलीव?
मैं ये आपसे ये कह रहा हूं
इज ये खालिस्तानी सिंपैथाइजर, यस और नो?
मैं आपसे किसी भी उस विषय पे चर्चा में नहीं जा रहा,
सिंपैथाइजर, यस और नो?
मेरे पास नहीं है।
व्हाई आर यू रनिंग अवे फ्रॉम एन इशू व्हिच कुड वेरी मच रिवाइव टेररिज्म इन स्टेट?
दिखाओ ना,
शो दिखाओ। सिंपल पॉइंट इज आप स्टैंड नहीं ले रहे। वन सेकंड, आप यहाँ पे इतना डर रहे हैं एक लाइन बोलने के लिए, जसवंत सिंह खालरा से खालिस्तान सिंपैथाइजर, व्हाई आर यू सो स्कैर्ड ऑफ सेइंग दैट? वन सेकंड, वन सेकंड, दिस इज वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट। योर पार्टी इज रूलिंग इन पंजाब, निवान शर्मा, द होल कंट्री इज वाचिंग यू। वन सेकंड, लिसन टू मी, लिसन टू माय क्वेश्चन। द होल country is watching you today. Your party is the ruling party in Punjab, and you're getting scared to make a comment that Khalra is a
I am not scared.
Don't take a stand.
I am not scared.
Yes or no?
I am telling you
yes
ये किसने बताया वो खालिस्तानी?
Yes or no?
किसने बताया खालिस्तानी?
I will give you the facts. I will give you the facts. I will give you the facts.
मैं आपको बताता हूँ।
मेरे को I will give you the facts. I will give you the facts. Liberation Khalistan magazine. He was the editor of that. Yes or no? Are you aware of this?
मेरे को 30 सेकंड मेरी बात रखने के लिए चाहिए।
आपने बहुत बात रख ली है।
मुझे मेरी बात रखने के लिए आपने
आप ही बोल रहे हो।
किसानों को खालिस्तानी कहते हैं।
नहीं, this is not about whataboutery.
किसानों को खालिस्तानी
not about whataboutery. Let's go one by one. किसी ने बोला
सड़कों पे बैठे किसानों को खालिस्तानी
करण very clear stand over here.
पैसे नहीं है, पन्नू ने बोला है आपके लोगों को खालिस्तानी कहते हैं, इनका समर्थन करें हम।
One second.
ये एक तरफ तो अकालियों के साथ
One second.
दूसरी तरफ अकाली करेंगे, पूरे पंजाब में पिक्चर चलेगा।
This is exactly what I wanted to avoid, but let me bring it one by one. No, I cannot allow this. But this is a very serious problem, Karan, that the antecedents of this person are still under question. People are still refusing to identify Mr. Khalra as a Khalistan sympathizer when his own wife is on record to talk about what all he did post Operation Blue Star in '84.
He was writing articles, Liberation Khalistan. I mean, what can be more explicit than that? And that video is doing the rounds right now. I think Nirvan should watch that video where he says कि भिंडरन वाला तो संत थे, वो तो हमारे हीरो थे, ऐसे हीरोज की जरूरत है, सिख कॉन्शियस है। फिर बीच में बोल रहे हैं ये, मेरे बीच में सब मैंने बोला आपके बीच में
No, बिल्कुल बोला आपने, आपने बहुत बोला है, आपने बहुत, you have spoken a lot. I have given you 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes of time. Now listen to others.
मेरे को बोलने नहीं दिया आपने।
नहीं, बिल्कुल बोला आपने, सबसे ज्यादा आपने बोला है, सबसे ज्यादा आपने बोला है। आपको मैंने क्लैरिफाई करने का 15 बार चांस दिया, I'll give you a chance. Was he a Khalistani supporter? Yes or no? Was he a Khalistan supporter? Yes or no? Yes.
ये गलत बात है।
तो जवाब दीजिए, आपके पास जवाब है नहीं। No, if you are running away from a question, then admit you are running away. आपने बहुत बोला है, Nivan. Now let others speak. Others have not spoken yet. Karan Verma's turn. It's opening remarks. Others have not even made the opening remarks. Karan Verma.
So I have seen the film, Madhav, which is why I am saying this, that this film has its intentions in the wrong place, and the government, now it's not clear, at least the official statement coming from the OTT is that the government has directed it using section 69 of the IT Act, that it is a grave security risk. Even if the government has done that, that has not yet been confirmed, it is well within its right using the IT Act, and it should, because it is a grave security risk. This kind of a film that peddles a one-sided narrative, that doesn't talk about the atrocities committed on Punjab police. Punjab police was the first victim of these terrorists. 1,750 security personnel killed. Did this film mention this anywhere? No. All it did was villainize the Indian state, villainize the Punjab police that was there in the firing line. 1,400 Punjab police officials killed. It doesn't mention this. It doesn't even show that Jaswant Singh Khalra was a part of the Shiromani Akali Dal. All it says is he was a human rights activist. Yes, he was a supposed human rights activist, but he was a part of the Shiromani Akali Dal who was a white-collared Khalistani. That is what this man was. I agree that police excesses did happen. I agree. I also agree what happened with him eventually was wrong, which is why 6 were convicted. He's right, Nirvan, when he says that. But you cannot have one-sided truth. अगर आप cause नहीं दिखा रहे हो, effect दिखा रहे हो, you are misleading the people. और मैं निर्वाण को एक बात बता दूं, इनके बगल में खड़े हैं अश्विनी जी. 27th January 2025, अश्विनी जी की पार्टी एआईसीसी में एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करती है, अजय माकन एंड एसएस रंधावा क्या कहते हैं वो, आप इज इन बेड, आम आदमी पार्टी इज इन बेड विद खालिस्तानीज, ये उनकी स्टेटमेंट है, मेरी नहीं है। द एटमॉस्फेयर देयर इज विशिएटेड, अरविंद केजरीवाल इज टेकिंग फंड्स फ्रॉम खालिस्तानी एलिमेंट्स।
Okay, repeated allegations of why you are going soft on Khalistani elements. Is your party going soft on Khalistani elements? Direct charge. Respond.
एक मिनट दीजिएगा, अनइंटरप्टेड एक मिनट दीजिएगा, नहीं तो मेरी बात नहीं
Respond
जाएगी।
to the question.
जो लोग आपके चैनल पे ये बोल रहे हैं ना कि हम खालिस्तानी से फंड लेते हैं, उन सबको लीगल नोटिस जाएगा, पहले भी जा चुका है और कोर्ट से माफिया मांग चुके हैं लोग, और ये भी मांगेंगे। आप याद रखिएगा, पहली बात। दूसरी बात, अब सुनिए,
नोटिस में आपकी पार्टी सबसे आगे है।
अब मुझे बोलने दीजिए प्लीज। उन्होंने जैसे ज्ञान बांटा, थोड़ा ज्ञान मुझे भी बांटने दीजिए।
बिल्कुल।
अब इन्होंने कहा कि ये पिक्चर को हम इसलिए रोक रहे हैं क्योंकि वो ये नहीं दिखा रही, वो ये नहीं दिखा रही, वो ये नहीं दिखा रही। आपने धुरंधर रिलीज करी, क्या उसने दिखाया कि नोटबंदी में कितने लोग मारे गए? आपने जस्टिफाई किया नोटबंदी को, क्यों नहीं रोकी वो मूवी? आपने दिखाया जीएसटी में कितने व्यापारी मारे गए? आपने वो तो नहीं दिखाया। आप एक साइड प्रोपोगेंडा चलाने वाली पिक्चर आप देश के अंदर धड़ल्ले से चलाएंगे, प्रधानमंत्री जी अपनी रैलीज में बोलेंगे, और जो दूसरी मूवीज है उनको आप बंद कर देंगे।
आप देश में
पंजाब को खालिस्तान बोलते हैं आप। पंजाब हमारे देश का हिस्सा है, आप जरूरत मत करिए उन्हें खालिस्तानी बोलने की। पंजाबी हमारे भाई हैं, ये भाजपा वाले और अकाली वाले उनको खालिस्तानी बोलते हैं।
हो गया आपका, 1 मिनट हो गया आपका,
बताइए।
सिंपल। 1 सेकंड। ओके।
निर्वाण, मैंने आपको जो कोट किया है 27 जनवरी 2025, बगल में बैठे हैं ये।
आप कोर्ट में जवाब देना।
1 मिनट, कोई जवाब नहीं इनके पास। कोई एक्सपोज कैसे होता है निर्वाण?
आप कोर्ट में देना।
निर्वाण देखो,
आप
झूठ फैलाएंगे आम आदमी पार्टी को लेकर।
हिम्मत नहीं इसकी।
1 रुपए का रिकॉर्ड दिखाओ कि हमने कहा चंदा लिया।
This is what he is saying.
1 रुपए का रिकॉर्ड दिखाओ हमने कहा चंदा लिया। झूठ फैलाते हो, आप लोगों को गुमराह करने का काम करते हो।
What is wrong with him?
Answer the quote. Is he giving you a wrong quote, Nevan? Is he giving you a wrong quote? Is his quote factually wrong?
Absolutely false.
No, his quote.
जो बोल रहे हैं वो false है, उसकी कोई credibility नहीं है।
One second. First of all, calm down and stop threatening people with legal cases. The others will also threaten you with legal cases. I don't want the debate to go down that road. One second. The simple point that is being made over here is that he has quoted an individual of the Congress party. If you have to send a legal notice, first of all, you have to send it to that person. Number one. Number two. Question number two.
तो ये अभी clarify
Your question
करें
is of
कि
Dhurandhar.
वो information इनकी नहीं है।
One second.
ये उसको support नहीं करते, clarify करें।
He is asking you a question. He has the freedom of expression, the right to ask you a question. He is asking you a question.
Why is he quoting on a national television
Why
when he
can't he
doesn't know
quote?
about it?
Why can't he quote? You have also
Why
asked
is
many
he
people.
quoting when he's not even aware of
One second. In a debate, you are allowed to quote people, and you certainly can't go around threatening people to file legal cases. If you want to, please go ahead. I am nobody to stop you. But please answer a simple question. Was Dhurandhar passed by the censor board or not? Was it passed
That's
by
what I'm
CPFC?
saying.
No. Was it passed? Yes or no?
On one hand, censor board
So
will
censor board
pass
is allowing
movies
it.
that favors the government.
Yes,
On the
so-
other hand, they will not let the movies
So
pass
has somebody
that
stopped?
that questions the government.
Has somebody stopped the filmmakers from going to the court and challenging the censor board?
Since 4 years, an artist is waiting.
Yeah. So now that
And
the
since
result
4
is
years,
out,
you keep the
so
movie.
result is out.
You tell them that we are doing
127 cuts were allowed.
doing.
127 cuts were given. Why didn't they go to court?
Why have they removed from the OTT? Do they have any legal
They have a
right?
right to do so legally in national
do not
security.
have the right.
Answer that.
Section 69 IT Act.
एक पत्रकार को
There is
आगे
a
बंद कर दिया था
justification
the
of
same
removing
way
the movie.
One second. No, that's not correct. That is no justification, but yes.
No,
The legal
but you
provision.
did it.
Current, very quickly. Current legal
Madhav,
provision.
सेक्शन 69 निकालने फोन ये बोलने से कुछ फायदा नहीं। सेक्शन 69 ऑफ द आईटी एक्ट में गवर्नमेंट को हक है सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न देकर एक डायरेक्टिव इशू करने का। वो किया है गवर्नमेंट ने।
नोटिफिकेशन दिखाएं, कहां किया गवर्नमेंट ने?
सेक्शन 69
दिखाओ ना। अरे कहां है नोटिफिकेशन? कहां है जिससे हटाया?
भाई आप जाके देख लो।
अरे कहां देखें तो बताओ।
G5 कह रहा है
आप
कि-
यहाँ खड़े होकर गवर्नमेंट को डिफेंड करोगे और आपके पास जानकारी जीरो है, दूसरों को कोट करते रहोगे, जानकारी जीरो है, कुछ भी झूठ फैलाओगे नेशनल टेलीविजन पे आके, जानकारी शून्य है आपकी।
Are you saying there is no such act? One second.
आप जो आप बोल रहे हैं उसका आप सामने प्रूफ
Not
रखिए।
at all. Not at all. Not
जो
at
आप
all.
बोल रहे हो उसका
Nevan,
प्रूफ रखो देश के सामने,
Not
झूठ
at
मत बोलो
all.
आप।
Not at all. Not at all. Nevan, the government has have you read the act? Do you know what are the provisions of the act? How they can intervene
I am
in case
not
of national
talking about
security?
the provisions.
You don't know the
I am
provisions.
talking
No,
about
you
the
don't know the provisions.
notification.
You don't know the provisions.
There are many provisions
Thank you.
in
You
the
have
government.
displayed your ignorance now. I don't. No. You cannot go on like a rant like this without knowing the facts. Let's quickly get in the next quick point of time. What can the government do to an OTT film in terms of it being removed? There is no need of a CBFC certification as far as OTT release is concerned. That is, of course, the first point that we are making. Let's also quickly go on to the other aspect. The OTT platforms are governed by the IT Rules 2021, which is what was being referred to. The centre can block content under Section 69A of the IT Act, which is the provision we are talking about. The blocking is allowed only on specific legal grounds, not every content, but specific legal grounds. Action must follow due process and the legal safeguards that have been given in place. This is, of course, as far as the blocking itself is concerned. What are the legal remedies that filmmakers have? They can move the High Court under Article 226. This is first option. Option number 2, challenge the order under Articles 19(1)A and 19(1)G. These are the other set of options they have. Number 3, they can seek disclosure of the blocking order. So all of this can be done. Option number 4, can challenge certification cuts before an appellate authority as well. Ashwini, let me ask you a simple question. All of these legal avenues are available. Why were they not exercised?
I don't understand, Madhav. The national security is a prerogative of G Entertainment Media or the government. Because if it is the prerogative of government, then government should come. BJP spokesperson should have been the part of this debate. That is the first question. Because I don't think there is a government order. What is more dangerous is government can pull down a content without issuing a legal notice. Without issuing a legal notice. That is even more dangerous. There was one more movie which government pulled down, which was Voice of Hind Rajab. Some movie related to Gaza, nothing to do with India. But again, pulled down by the government, banned by the government in the country. So the problem is this government can ban a content.
You don't find terrorism as a common link when it comes to Gaza, when it comes to this particular issue? You don't think terrorism is an issue on which the government should be sensitive about?
No, government should be sensitive about every issue. Government should be sensitive about every issue. But is government sensitive enough?
If they're saying,
Just asking what was Andhi?
1 minute, I'll come to that. Marches was released right after this incident, right, like 6 years, 7 years. Marches ने कितने दंगे हुए माचिस से? माचिस जब रिलीज हुई थी 1996 में, कितने दंगे हो गए, कितने लोग खालिस्तानी बन गए उससे. सो स्टॉप स्प्रेडिंग दिस प्रोपेगेंडा. लेट पीपल डिसाइड. लेट गवर्नमेंट कैन नॉट डिसाइड कि कंट्री में क्या दिखाया जाएगा, क्या नहीं दिखाया जाए. एंड मोर ओवर, इफ यू रियली वांट टू टेक एन एक्शन, इशू अ लीगल नोटिस. दिस इज मोर डेंजरस दैट यू कैन जस्ट पुल डाउन अ कंटेंट ऑन OTT बाय द विश ऑफ अमित शाह जी और मोदी जी. That is more dangerous.
So is
now one last point. Karan spoke about cause and effect. Karan spoke about cause and effect. कि इफेक्ट तो दिखा रहे हो, आप कॉज नहीं दिखा रहे हो. कश्मीर फाइल में आपने इफेक्ट दिखाया था. कश्मीर जब हो रहा था, बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट में थी बीपी सिंह के साथ 1990 के दशक में. आप दिखाते कि उसमें बीजेपी थी सरकार में जब कश्मीरी निकाले जा रहे थे. आप कॉज दिखाते. धुरंधर में आपने कॉज इफेक्ट की बात की. आपने तो दिखाया कि नोटबंदी कितनी अच्छी थी, बट नोटबंदी क्यों की गई, उसका क्या इफेक्ट हुआ, वो कॉस्ट नहीं दिखाया. नहीं, अरे जस्टिफाई कर रहे हो ना. सो it is all the propaganda which favors government narratives are being released without any cuts, without any.
One second. Okay, now let me ask you two questions. One second. Let me ask you a simple question. Which party is the chief minister who's being portrayed in the film being killed? Which party does he belong to?
Congress.
You want to support the glorification of the killing of a Congress chief minister today on national television? No. So why then are you allowing for such a film and are advocating for it?
It's not about me advocating for the film or the content. It is about the lawlessness. How can this government create a precedent
if a film
which is
is
against the
suiting
law?
a narrative of a certain violent ideology?
One second. How can government be so lawless?
How is it lawless? I've just read out the legal provision 69A.
Issue a notice, ban it, justify the people. Why
they have the right to do it under 69A. They've done
it.
Why should they show it to you? They have done it. They've gone ahead and do it.
Every order of government is public order for such issues.
Okay. Should this order be made public? Mr. Lali, let Mr. Lali come in now. Should this order be made public? They're saying the government is acting in a lawless manner. They're not issuing notices. They should have brought this all out transparently in the public domain. Your response?
Madhav, first of all, as the only turbaned individual on the panel, I'd like to make a larger statement because the word Khalistan is being very loosely used here. And you know, we are a community in which this is a very identified article of faith. So the first point I need to make is that somewhere with these half-baked selective truths, and since I'm a geopolitical analyst, we are creating more fodder for Pakistan, China, and the other deep states who exist outside, the likes of George Soros, and now pretty much Elon Musk has also jumped the bandwagon. So the larger issue I'm trying to make is that only selective cherry-picked truth can divide and polarize the society in any which way. The slugfest that I'm seeing between these politicians, it becomes, just for your knowledge, none of them gave his wife a seat. She ran independently, and now they simply want to be the torch bearers for that gentleman and his wife. So it's all due to politics and the timing of Punjab elections, and it's very unfortunate because already there are fringe rogues in the Western society. I mean, a relationship between America and Canada went for a toss. Millions of people from the diaspora are suffering. Why? Because the fringe rogues use this kind of narrative that comes out of India, and what Justin Trudeau committed political harakiri by, going against the government. So the larger point I'm trying to make is that we should be more sensitive, because my feeling is that as soon as the election's over, everybody's going to go back into their comfort zones and enjoy the fruits of elections. So the larger point is, this to me is a half-baked, cherry-picked selection, and I can justify anything if I want, if I have the liberty to only represent the side that I wish to want. And today I can pick up 1984 and make a video, Operation Blue Star. I can polarize, and Punjab is going through a problem. Let's understand, it's a border state. Pakistan has been aching to get back to Punjab, so is China. And then we are acting in their hands by such, slugfest that being fodder for them. So my only humble submission is that please be very judicious with using the K word. I don't even sometimes dignify them, because they are prevailing on our country. Even just day before yesterday, the entire world castigated us for Niger's killing. But what happened? The FBI said that, Indian government had to play no role in it. But in that, we lost some credibility. In that, the diaspora suffered. In that, the trade suffered. So the larger point is, please be very judicious with the choice of words. Yeah. To gain your political brownie points, you're dividing the country.
To polarize ahead of elections, because if you go about making one-sided films, that's all it will do. It will polarize people.
Anything one-sided.
Respond to him.
Kashmir file and Kerala file, Sudhafar files were all promoting secularism.
Two wrongs make a right.
Secularism? What is this logic? And even in Ninja's case,
eye for an eye.
I will, one second.
Eye for an eye.
Just a second.
Eye for an eye.
Madhav, and even in Niger's case, who's being accused? ये है ना, गुजरात के जेल में ही बंद है ना वो बंदा, जिसका नाम आ रहा है बिश्नोई का. गुजरात गवर्नमेंट के कंट्रोल में है ना एक बंदा, गुजरात गवर्नमेंट की जेल में बैठ करके किलिंग करा रहा है. Don't you think that guy is doing his job for the government?
Of course, expose them. You can ask them a question. Please ask them that question.
Why government is not accountable for that?
No, but I'm sorry. The FBI was on record saying that they could not find any evidence in the Indian government where targets were painted on the back of our diplomats, and the Indian embassy was vandalized.
No, the point
so I don't know where he gets this bit of knowledge.
The point is making is how is he doing it inside a secure jail, which is supposed to be guarded by the authorities.
That's an internal issue. But on what reasons? On what reasons can he castigate the government for that matter? What proof does he have? I mean, this happens everywhere.
Respond. He's saying the Indian government has been given a clean sheet.
So who's accountable if a person sitting in government jail in state under state police is able to do encounters in another country? Is it not a question should be asking the government?
Definitely, but you can't castigate the government for that. I mean, tomorrow if you say that I've given a bribe to the policeman as the chief minister knows what's going on, that's a ridiculous, ludicrous argument he's making. And you have to, unless you justify that, sir, unless he backs it up with proof.
There's a term called vicarious liability, sir. Every action of chief minister is also accountable for every action of the state.
He's reminding me of Justin Trudeau. Madhav, he's reminding me of Justin Trudeau said credible evidence. It's gone for a toss. He's having fun with Katy Perry, watching the New York concert. So this vicarious liability, it is not culpable to indict somebody.
The credible suspicion, I think, was the word he used. But let me bring in the only lady on the panel, Nupur Mehta, as an actor. I'm assuming, of course, you're going to speak from the point of view of freedom of speech and expression. But that freedom of speech and expression in this country also comes with some reasonable restrictions. One has to be responsible in the kind of stories we're telling. Otherwise, the risk that this side will say is that, pretty much you can end up spending violence, you can end up inflaming passions. Is that the purpose of the filmmakers?
No, absolutely not, Madhav. I disagree. I think the purpose of this film is to portray the reality as per the lens of the director and the filmmakers. I think I would like to hit a more larger point here. Let's, for instance, right now, forget the camera lens. Forget the filmmaker's lens. And let's see from the lens of humanity. On humanitarian ground, I have seen the film. Let me firstly say that. And I had bundles of tears. Okay, here I'm sure everybody is politicizing the film and it's their zone. They have the free will to do that. But I think the main depiction in the film is to show one common human emotion, which is pain, and which is everywhere. You know, whether we speak about this genocide or any genocide all over the world during World War II or the Bengal or Kashmir, I think one human emotion is common everywhere. I think you have to feel the pain when you see this film. So, and the pain on humanitarian level, what they went through. Moreover, people are discussing that it's a biopic. Please don't counterattack. I did not speak in between anyone, so I would regard the reciprocal behavior.
Carry on.
So, I think bans always are counterproductive. You know, when you ban certain thing or a film or a certain aspect of speech, firstly, I think it increases curiosity. Now look how the masses, how the public are willing to watch it at any cost.
I partially agree with your point. I'll put that point across, but let me ask you one second. A simple question for you. Nupur, I have a simple question.
Awakening of a rebellion.
Sorry?
Of course, it's awakening of a rebellion. Look how the political parties are politicizing it and they are ready to screen the film at any cost. So, of course, you've awakened a rebel. So, banning is not the...
Who's the rebel, madam? Who's the rebel you're talking about?
I don't think banning is the solution.
But what is a rebellion? Who is a rebel? Because you're making a very important point here. You're using a word of rebellion, which is exactly the concern that many people are expressing here. Who's the rebel over here?
Who was the rebel in this entire story?
Mr. Khalra, you're saying there'll be more Khalras in our society. Are you saying there will be more Khalras?
He wanted to show the history, what happened. I mean, the filmmaker wanted to show the history.
But his history was not shown.
And he wanted, and Mr. Khalra definitely wanted to make a point and to get justice to these people.
Correct.
The
What about justice for the
suffering.
police personnel who were killed in Punjab?
Well, the film is not from the perspective of the police personnel.
But you have that is the point.
You
have
show,
to at least show a fact. You can at least mention the context of the militancy.
In the film, sir.
Why should that context of militancy not be mentioned?
You cannot show the entire 42 years of Mr.
You don't
Khalra.
have to. You don't have to. But you can show some of the brutality.
Some
of the brutality of the Khalistanis. Of course, it's a biopic. What else is it?
This is a story of a certain segment of that era.
Yes, but that shows...
is his entire childhood, his youth, his...
Okay, Mr. Lally.
3 seconds. I think I really thank her for making my point and further validating. If he's creating a rebellion, do we need a rebellion? Number one. She says it's expressing one part of the story. Now, I have this bottle. Is it half empty or half full? Let me please give me an answer if she can. Is this half empty? If he's creating a rebellion, obviously it is not succeeding.
Are you trying to doubt the patriotism of Punjab?
No. Oh, she makes up. Let me tell you, Punjab.
Let me tell you. Let's not make this. This is not about doubting patriotism of anyone. But this is about a very serious social problem which people do not want to revisit.
I have to rebut this beautiful point. 35% Punjab came to us, 65% went to them. 93% of the Punjabis who went to the gallows for Indian struggle were Punjabis. It wasn't really India before Bengal that was divided. It was Punjab. And had Punjabis not gone with India or Pakistan, then Gurgaon and Faridabad would have been the border at one point. And the second point is Punjabis, 8%, despite being 1.72% of the Indian population, less than 2%, 8% out of the Indian army. So I think that's the most oxymoronic statement I've heard. By castigating Punjabi army.
Yeah. I mean, we as a nation are an epitome of democracy.
No, one second.
One second.
Let me clarify one thing. Nobody is questioning the valor of Punjab or Punjabis. Obviously, they've played a very important role. They've been through one of the most painful incidents of partition. Play a very important role as far as our armed forces is concerned, so nobody is questioned that. But I must ask Raman Malik one question. One question that is repeatedly coming to you as well, Karan. One question is that if there is a government order, which we don't know, you yourself don't know, they are saying that what is the government order? Where is the document? Ravneet Singh Bittu says that Z5 has taken it off the platform. I don't know what is the truth in this. So if there is a government order, why not bring it out in the open?
I would request Z5 to come clean, because there has been certain instances in the past where the owners of Z5 had to face some serious action on some other projects that they have. Was it in rebellion to that? I do not know. I do not know. But, Madhav, my 2 points are very clear. Diljit has made this film and this propaganda. He made Chamkila also, which was against this ideology. Then he showed in his shows, when the Khalistani flag was shown, he put them off. That was again against this philosophy. Now, my point is, his entire motive was eyeball. What was the producer's motive? I do not know. That has to be researched. But the point is, like Shiromani Akali Dal is saying that they would like to show it to all villages. The SGPC is saying that it should be shown. Some other people are saying that it should be publicly displayed. My humble request is that these people should give an indemnity bond to the Honorable Supreme Court, stating that we are ready to show this and we are showing this. If tomorrow it is found out that because of this there is ill effects, we are going to be held culpable for it. They should give that indemnity bond. That is one part of it. The second thing is, it is not beneficial for BJP to ban it because everything is against Congress. That era was the carnage of Congress. My hate for Congress as an individual is because I saw in '84 people burning in tires.
Then why did it take 4 years? Why did censor board take 4 years to release it? Or to issue the
whatever it is, that I am not on the censor board. They are raising that point. I am not on the censor board, but I think it should have been done earlier. It should have been done earlier. It should have been done earlier. And the producers should have gone to the honorable courts, stating that 127 cuts would destroy our narrative, our film. Hence, we would like you to intervene. But the point is, nobody is following the law of the land, and yet they show the constitution. They cry about the constitution, and they do not follow the law of the land. So my point is simply this, that those who wanting to show this must go to the court and say, suo motu, I am giving you the indemnity bond, and they should answer it.
Is that a practical solution?
The criminal law doesn't work on indemnity bonds. If there is something wrong that has happened, if criminality is taking place, the agencies can act without any indemnity bond. That is not required. More importantly, at the very outset, I told you, if on censor board there are regulations, but there are no regulations on OTT. Madhav, and that needs to be understood. And one of the speakers very aptly said that what all trash is available on OTT, you and me have to really protect our children and our generation, So I think the government should be more worried.
All that trash that is present on OTT, does that risk starting a militant movement again? No, answer that question. This is a problem with this is
Madhav,
different.
if you will,
One second, just a second, please, let's not have this. I've asked a question, please allow me to conduct the debate. I've asked you a specific question. I'm agreeing there is a lot of trash. But I'm saying all of that trash, the difference between that and this is that this can potentially spark people into, violent acts.
Madhav, as any sane or any Indian would never want some militant organizations to resurface again, such activities to take place. But that is not the point today. Point today here is, as Nupur also said, and which also I mentioned, I was cut short at that point in time, that's the perspective of the producer and director, that what they want to show in a particular...
Of course, but let me ask you...
And once we have glorified, let me just complete. Once we have glorified Kashmir files in Parliament by a standing ovation, I don't think it merits too much attention, It would have been just a pass. And let me tell you, it is available on all platforms even today. It's there on Facebook, it's there on YouTube. So I don't know why are we giving so much importance also?
Okay, why should we be giving it so much importance? And I think that is one point though, that by banning it, has it become more popular, more talked about the way we are debating it? That is one obvious question. And there's also a counter question that if this film has certain facts which either the government or anybody else is not comfortable with, they could have been very easily countered even after the film is there. Because it's a film, people are used to watching such kind of slickly made films, etc. The government or whoever can easily counter it with a narrative. Why go ahead and do this ban?
One consistent argument from Nupur and right up till Sir has been that this is a one-sided perspective. So what? We can have one perspective. I want to ask them, and especially Nupur, because she's watched the film. Yes. In the scene where they show the assassination of the CM, you know what the background music is? I'm reading you the English subtitles that came at the bottom. This is a spiritual battlefield, and we must take our valor to the battlefield. Now, Nupur, because you spoke about humanity, you spoke about what the film really stands for, do you think humanity is exuded in this one scene where the assassination of a CM is looked through the lens of a spiritual battlefield? Let's be honest here.
Your perspective, that's how you conceived that very scene.
Oh my God.
Okay, I did not
No. This is not about 1 second. No, ma'am, please. You're not. Please. No, you've not understood the import of what he's saying. The killing of a sitting chief minister is part of a spiritual
Yes, he's saying
quest.
that it was glorified in the film. I did not perceive it like that. It did not look to me like that.
No, these
I
are the
think it
words
was a
being
very
used.
emotional
He's
scene.
quoting the words.
Well, that is his perspective.
That is not-
That
these are
he's
facts.
saying
Ma'am, what is the
glorified.
message? Ma'am, as an
I did not
artist.
think.
One second,
If you
please.
start shouting, you cannot force me
not
to believe
shouting.
like you.
No. You don't have to believe what he believes. But answer my simple question. Do you believe
depiction on
that
one part
artists and
of
creative
the
persons
movement.
also have a responsibility, along with freedom of expression? You also have a responsibility towards your nation and towards your society at large in terms of what you're imparting. Do you believe that or not?
You also have a liberation of choice.
Yes,
To
but
watch
does that
or
mean-
not to watch the film.
But does that
If
mean...
you don't like the
but does
subject,
that-
please avoid it.
No. There are reasonable restrictions on freedom of expression in our country. Are you aware of that? Causing
course.
causing a law and order
And what
situation.
about freedom of creativity?
Yes, freedom of creativity has reasonable restrictions. That's exactly what I'm trying to say to you. Where it becomes problematic is when you have...
Madhav, let me firstly say,
Mr. Lali.
There is enough trash on OTT, but do we play with fire? Punjab is a border state. As if now, look at the condition of Punjab is so vulnerable. Even in '84, Pakistan was wanting to get back, into, because there was a emotion then. Punjab is not even a state; it's an emotion. It's very difficult. With the problems in Punjab, are we willing to play with fire? My one question is. And number two is there are already 2 MPs who have these K leanings. And number 3, there is a political void because Congress has its own narrative. BJP is yet to establish. Aam Aadmi is fighting the anti-incumbency. When I speak to people in Punjab, they are like headless chickens. If anything, they probably might have leanings to the K elements, and this is absolutely the wrong time to further divide and polarize Punjab.
Okay, there are many political reactions.
Khalra's truth to remain buried.
Not at all. Not at all. It should come out. I agree with you. It should come out. It should come out, but it should come out in the complete truth that it is in the complete context. Don't decontextualize it. That is the only question. Let's look at some of the reactions. All right. Many political reactions coming in. Once again, let me just quickly look at the political reactions that have been coming. AAP says released it. It exposes Congress, SAD and BJP. Also, past governments have promoted such cops. This is the statement of Aam Aadmi Party. Shiromani Akali Dal says released it. Exposes Congress era atrocities. And today's youth must know about this. This is what Shiromani Akali Dal said. Congress says release it. If Kerala story is okay, so is this. This is the stated position of Congress party. Don't ban if it is based on the truth. BJP says we didn't ban. The centre didn't order the removal. And of course, the government has no control over OTT. So these are the various reactions coming in. And let me ask you, Nivan, a simple question. Is this all happening at the end of the day? Politics ahead of Punjab elections. Plain and simple.
Absolutely. Or Madhav, because we have the government in Punjab, it's our responsibility to maintain the law and order. और जो लोगों का मान है वो हमारे सर पे हम मेंटेन करें. जो पंजाब में ऐसी चीजें फैलाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लोगों को लड़वाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, उनको एक्सपोज भी करेंगे और उनको जो है जो सजा मिलनी चाहिए वो सजा भी दिलाएंगे. ये जो मूवी है, ये मूवी दिखाती है कि किस तरह से कांग्रेस ने काले कर्म किए उस जमाने में, किस तरह से अकालियों ने जो है वो काले कर्म किए, किस तरह से अकालियों ने अपने लोगों को धोखा दिया. ये मूवी वो दिखाती है. और ये जो दोहरा चरित्र है, एक तरफ अकाली ये बोलते हैं कि हम पंजाब में, पूरे पंजाब में स्क्रीनिंग कराएंगे, दूसरी तरफ अकाली के नेता जो हैं वो लेटर लिख के बीजेपी को बोलते हैं इसको बैन करवाइए क्योंकि इसमें हम एक्सपोज हो रहे हैं. बीजेपी का क्या स्टैंड है? सिर्फ इतना. मैं खत्म
I'm just asking you. I'm asking you a simple question. Then why are you attacking the BJP? If this movie has so much ammunition for you to attack the Congress, why are you then attacking the centre?
We are also shocked why BJP is supporting Congress. Why BJP is trying to remove a movie that's exposing the Congress.
BJP is supporting the Congress, Ashwini. BJP is supporting the Congress. He is speaking out against your party.
I'm just completing in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Just 30 seconds. I am telling you, अगर BJP को इससे कोई प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि BJP के स्पोक्सपर्सन भी नहीं आए, प्रॉक्सीज आए हैं, आप एक प्रेस रिलीज जारी कीजिए कि आप इस मूवी को क्यों हटा रहे हैं. BJP is also playing a hypocrite role in this.
Madhav, I don't think I should respond to Aam Aadmi Party, who itself is thali ka baigan. My moot point is, if you are...
They are accusing you of carrying out these public slaughters.
That's why I said thali ka baigan.
That's what they are saying.
That's why I use the word thali ka baigan, because I mean, they are telling that BJP and Congress colliding together. That's absurd. The point is, And movies are always one-sided story. Movies are never a two-sided story, because if they are two-sided story, they become documentaries. So
Even
movies
when
will
they talk
always be
about
one-sided
terror,
story.
you're okay with that terror story also doing that?
I'm not saying I'm okay with the content. I'm not saying I'm okay with the content.
Same question that he asked
I'm not saying I'm okay with the content.
Yeah.
But I'm not okay with this lawlessness, that if someone is creating a movie...
So the problem is BJP is saying we didn't ban it. Now who do we believe?
Then it is G Entertainment Media probably should clarify. क्योंकि उन पे प्रेशर तो है, या तो उनको आकाशवाणी हुई एकदम से मूवी लगाने के 48 घंटे बाद में.
So from RD onwards, how many films were banned during various Congress regimes? From Kishore Kumar to all have you guys banned?
But officially, right? We issued an order. We took
So
the accountability.
official ban is okay.
Let them officially ban it. Let them come out and cite the rule why they have banned it.
Okay. Completely out of time, gentlemen.
1984, a program, how many in the Congress, how much accountability has happened?
Okay, gentlemen, they want to completely out of time. I have to end this show. I have to end this particular debate right away. Raman Malik, Karan Verma, Surinder Singh Lali, Nupur Mehta, Ashwini Kumar Mishra, Nivan Sharma, Vikas Gupta, thanks so much for joining us on this edition of the National Debate.